What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another live stream. Today is the 5th of September, and I'm super excited to be here doing a live stream with you guys today, talking a little bit about crypto, where I personally think it's going to go, and what's coming from here. It's an exciting time for the crypto markets, and yeah, I'm excited to be here. So let's do this. Share the link over here in Discord. And then on X as well. Happy Friday, by the way, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good on this wonderful Friday. Charts Chasers, what's up, my friend? Arthur, thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and pull up TradingView. And we'll get started. By the way, check this out, you guys. Let's see if I can switch to just... I've got all this art behind me set up. So before I was doing my videos, I had a whole bunch of art set up in my room, but I couldn't figure out like a good way to set up the art in my room. So I just barely got it set up like a week ago in a way that I really like, to where I can record like intros and stuff. I've got like a Bitcoin here. I'll just pick up my computer. Screw it. I've got like I think I can even switch to just only, yeah, there we go. So I've got like a Bitcoin yin and yang symbol piece right here. And then my friend painted this one right here. Let's see if I can get this straight. That is a painting of, obviously, high altitude investing. That's what HAI stands for. That's me with the fedora and the Bitcoin, turning US dollars into Bitcoins, and got like music going on and the mountains in the background. And then I've got these other paintings right here that my friend also painted for me. He's passed away now. So his name is Taylor Dudek, and he's like super, super cool. He's one of my best friends, but he painted all of these paintings for me, except for this one up on the top here. A girl painted that for me, and this one over here. A girl painted those two. But this one right here, he also painted for me. And so yeah, I've got these really cool paintings in the background for my YouTube videos and my live streams, and I am very excited about today's stream, to be talking about Bitcoin, where I think it's gonna go. Yeah, my friend, he was a brilliant artist. Like, he was a genius, and I just love his art so much here in my room. It's one of my favorite, most cherished, prized possessions. Like, you could give me all the money in the world, you could give me like $1 million, and that art to me is worth more than any money in the world, because of who my friend was to me and what he means to me as a person. And so anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the stream. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and pull a Bitcoin here and do a little analysis on the old BTC. So as I normally say in all of my live streams, winners buy the dip. Okay? That's the psychology of a winner. People get fearful. Negative news comes out. People believe the markets are going to go lower. And if you're a winner, you buy the dip. That's what you do. And here with Bitcoin, that's exactly what we have. We have a bit of a dip, obviously, off 124,000 down to our bottom here at 107,000. So a bit of a pullback here. But we're starting to bounce up off of support. We're starting to gain strength and momentum a little bit every day, a little bit more. And our moon phases, we're about to head into a full moon, which is generally bullish, and a new moon is generally bearish. So our new moon phase started over here, and we did go down for about half of the new moon phase. And now that we're headed into a full moon, that's generally bullish for the crypto markets. So I'm expecting a pretty big move here on Bitcoin on the upside. A lot of people, again, they see negative news articles or they see the market pull back 10% and they get in this state of fear and they start thinking, oh, you know, maybe I should sell. Maybe my crypto's going to go to zero. Is this the top? Should I short the markets? What should I do? You got to ignore all of that and just focus on buying the dip. If you can buy the dip during times like this, where we're undervalued, where we've pulled back, we've retraced, and we're clearly undervalued from our local peak up here at 124,000, you can win in these markets. You can win. Like, you can print money in your portfolio. And buying the dip is the best way to make money in the crypto markets. It works like every time, even if you just do it in the big picture. Like, even like if you go to the weekly time frame, look at this on Bitcoin. Who won here? Who won? The people that bought the dip. Those are the people that won. The people that held on. My little brother, he is like a legend, okay? He has been accumulating and stacking Bitcoins for so long. He'll just work like these jobs. He's very, very, very humble. He'll work like at Lowe's or whatever. He doesn't even care. He'll go build fences. He'll go work these simple jobs and just stack sats. Just get Bitcoin. And he has I'm pretty sure he has like a full Bitcoin now, or pretty close to a full Bitcoin. He's just been holding on all of this time. And so who won with Bitcoin? The people that bought the dip, the people that bought when other people were afraid, those are the people that win. And I firmly believe that's what we're going to see here with Bitcoin, is a lot more upside. This little pullback on the short term, perfect opportunity to pick up more crypto. Texas Freemason, hey, thank you for the $5 donation. I genuinely appreciate that. Yash says you didn't reply to me on Discord, sir. Really? I normally respond to as many messages as I possibly can on there. So send me another message. Try again, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you sent it a few minutes ago or like an hour ago and I just haven't seen it yet. I don't know. But yeah, I generally try to do my best to respond to every single message that I get. So Big Dog, let's look at AVAX when you have time. Well, thank you, 3 Diglets, first of all. I appreciate you tuning in to today's live stream and donating $10. And yeah, we'll check out AVAX. And yeah, Texas Freemason, I wondered if it was you, Courtney. You've tuned into quite a few of my streams before. You'll change your name on YouTube sometimes and stuff. So, but yeah, I genuinely appreciate the donations, you guys. Thank you so much for the donations when I do these live streams. It means a lot to me. Yash says 31st of August, I sent you the last message. Just send it again. You might be getting scammed. There's people that impersonate me on Discord. Unfortunately, they create accounts that look like me. And if you click on the account and it looks a little bit different, like if there's a username difference, you better run. the other direction, because unfortunately you could be talking to somebody that isn't me, and they could be trying to convince you to do something. Let's see if I have a new Discord message. No, I don't. You said you just sent me a message. I don't have any message received here on Discord. You're probably talking to an impersonator. I'm sorry to hear that if you did. It happens. This is the internet. It's a wild, wild west. That is not my username. I do not have an extra underscore at the end of my name. In fact, if we just click on my username, I just only have Dallin _ Anderson. So that is an imposter. I'm sorry, Yosh. You probably got scammed. I don't know how much money. Unfortunately, there's people in other countries and stuff that set up accounts, and they will impersonate me. They'll try to look like me, and they basically try to convince people. I've had one other person get scammed. This is the internet. I try to do everything that I can. I try to report these people, like literally legally, to the government here in America. I do everything I possibly can. I have messages in my Discord, warning alerts and stuff. I've really only had like one or two people have it happen to them, but it's still something that I vigorously fight to keep from happening, because unfortunately it does here on the internet. So, but yeah, cool. So that sucks. I hope you didn't send him very much money. And oh, good. I'm glad you didn't send him anything, my friend. Thank you for being smart and being wise. They try to convince people to sign up to these fake websites. That's why I have these messages in my Discord in the general chat that pop up all the time. They'll say scam warning because of people like that. But let's talk about crypto. Enough about the scammers. We don't want to give them the entire spotlight for the whole time that we're doing this live stream. Screw those guys. It's ridiculous that they even do that. Like, do something better with your time. Serve people. Come on. So AVAX here looks really good. We have a perfect market cycle. We have our first sell-off pattern here, our parabolic run up to a new all-time high, and our ABC correction down. So this is like gold. If you look at a market cycle chart, this is gold. Like perfect market cycle. Let's pull up this one right here. See this market cycle here? This is actually a really low quality. It's one of those things that for some reason Google Images just straight up doesn't work sometimes. Market cycle psychology. Like you'll get like these really low quality images sometimes, and you're like, why, Google? This is good enough. All right, we'll go with this. This is a market cycle of human emotion, disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, complacency, and then you go for the downside. Anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression. Those are the emotions that people feel when they're buying these coins, and even the internet bubble. And if you look right here, if we keep this chart open here, then we switch back over to AVAX, it's the exact same thing. That's what happened to AVAX. Disbelief, that's where this big circle is. That's called the disbelief phase, the first sell-off of a market cycle. Then you go parabolic, you run up to a new all-time high, and then you have an ABC correction, right? ABC correction down here on AVAX. Very, very common market cycle structure. Then you have what's called the disbelief phase, and that's where we're at right now. So it starts over again. It repeats itself as money comes into the market. You get these cycles repeating over and over again. And that's why you get the same patterns appearing in the markets over and over again, even though you have two completely different charts. Like, let's pull up AVAX over here on the left, and let's pull up Bitcoin in 2018 and in 2020. It's the same psychology in the market. Yeah, there's differences for sure. You can say there's differences, but there's a first sell-off pattern here, disbelief, euphoria, ABC correction. It runs back up. It comes all the way back down. This is the disbelief phase right here. People sell like all of their coin right there. In 2020, in March, a lot of people sold. And then the market turns around and goes to the moon. And you can see right here, that's exactly what we have here with AVAX. This right here, right now, today, September 5th of 2025, is like, it's the same point in its cycle as Bitcoin in March of 2020, when Bitcoin was in the disbelief phase of its cycle and people were selling off and they didn't think anything was going to happen. And then it ran all the way up to $69,000 per coin. Literally tapped 70 on some exchanges per coin right after. So you can imagine how big the move is going to be for AVAX. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be huge and very, very, very vertical. So be ready for a big move here on AVAX up to a new all-time high, and for a lot of profit to be made in a very short period of time. Very quickly. You can see how fast that move happened on Bitcoin. Look how fast this is going to happen for AVAX. All right. Dallin and DIY Friday live streams. Yeah, I watched DIY's live stream as well. So, and thank you for tuning in, Matt Osty. I appreciate you tuning into my live streams. Yeah, we both did a live stream today, so I guess we're trying to make sure everybody are tuned into what's going to happen in the markets, you know? Satoshi says, I doubt of any bull market. Well, that's your choice, man. You know, you're probably a pretty smart guy, but I'll tell you right now, you're not smarter than the human emotions of this market. And the psychology repeats itself. And if you want to make money in this market, if you want to get rich, if you want to walk away from this market with a big fat stack of cash, you better buy the dip. And I believe in you. I know you can do it. But that's just the truth. If you want to make money in this market, you got to buy the dip, man. Texas Freemason says, I've been thinking about investing, but I'm grateful for your wonderful platform because I'm learning about it. Thank you, High Altitude. Yeah, if you're considering about investing, if this is your first time ever investing, definitely this is a good time. Winners buy the dip. The last time I made a live stream about winners buying the dip was in our bottom over here on Bitcoin. Let's pull up the Bitcoin chart. I made a live stream about winners buying the dip right here before we had a big run up on a lot of coins, and a lot of altcoins hit new all-time highs right there. And it's just, whenever people are afraid, that's the best time to buy. Right now is one of the best times to buy because there's negative news, unemployment rates. You get all this stuff coming all at once that looks bad. That's when you buy. That's when the opportunity is the highest to pick up more coin, is right now, right? Like today. Like So if you're thinking about investing, I definitely would say today is a good day to do it. To just say, you know what, I'm not going to wait any longer. Even if you only put like $100 in, you know, like why not, right? I say the more the merrier. If you can put more in, put more in. BCH to, yeah, Bitcoin Cash is doing good. I've been talking about BCH on a lot of my videos. It's doing good right now. Like Bitcoin Cash is doing really good. It's up. Everything else is down. This thing is breaking up again, getting ready to break out through resistance and push up to a new or not all-time high, but local high here on Bitcoin Cash. And it looks good. It looks amazing. I firmly believe that we will see a move up here for this coin up to a new local high. Our previous local high is $722 and $640. So those are the two levels that we previously rejected at, and we're getting ready to break through those levels. So resistance breakout, and when we break through those levels, we're going to have a big influx of cash coming into this coin in a very short period of time. And as that happens, we'll see a new local high up above $718 up to a new local high here for Bitcoin Cash. So that one looks really good. Telcoin. Let's pull up Telcoin. Yeah, Telcoin, back to market cycles and fractals. Telcoin is like buying Ethereum in 2020. So if you were here, I don't know, some of you guys are new to crypto, some of you guys are longtime crypto veterans. You know what it's like to have traded these cycles. But crypto in 2018, right here, this is Ethereum on the right. In 2018, crypto had a bear market. And that bear market led to a pretty big correction here for Ethereum. But what happened afterwards was incredible, because Ethereum went all the way to a new all-time high in 2021. It was incredible. A huge move for Ethereum. And right now, if you look at this right here, and you look at this right here on Telcoin, buying Telcoin today, September 5th of 2025, is a heck of a lot like buying Ethereum in September of 2020. When Ethereum was down, right before Ethereum went parabolic and to the moon in 2021. It's very similar. You can see that in September of 2020, here on Ethereum, there was a little pullback. That's the same as over here on Telcoin right now, September of 2025. That's pretty amazing to me, that we're getting the same cycle repeating over and over again. And let's pull up a bigger time frame here. Let's go like the 2 week so we can look at the chart a little bit better. But yeah, it's the same thing. The same chart. It's the market cycle happening over and over and over again. And people are getting wrecked by it, or they're getting rich, depending on how they play it over and over again. And that's what I see with Telcoin. I see a lot of opportunity for a vertical move for Telcoin here, up to a new all-time high. It's a lot like buying Ethereum in September of 2020. We have an ABC correction on Ethereum. We have an ABC correction here on Telcoin. It's the same thing. It really is. It's really just a matter of same story, different day. Same story, different day. John Cook says, really appreciate your updates. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you tuning in today. VNTR. Let's pull up some VNTR. Some Venturemind coin. Let's go to the daily. Oh, we did not get a double bottom yet, but we are still kind of forming that structure. So the last time I made an update on this coin, we were looking at a double bottom here. We did not break through resistance. We came back down to support for Venturemind AI. So this can happen sometimes. Sometimes it looks like you're going to get an inverse head shoulders, you know, or a double bottom, and it doesn't happen. It drags out a little longer and capitulates and shakes people out of the market. And that's what the depression phase is. So you can see anger right here. If we pull up the anger phase of the market cycle, that would be right here for Venturemind. That's the anger phase of the market cycle, is right here. Okay. And then if you look, there's one more lower low. That's depression. That's where everybody sells, everybody gets scared, everybody gets out of the market because they're in a state of just total absolute fear and depression. And that's exactly where Venturemind AI is right now. It's either in depression or headed into it. So really the only thing you could do if you want to make money on this coin is to buy. Buy the dip. Buy when people are afraid. Buy when people... This is the point of maximum financial opportunity when the markets look like this. And Venturemind AI is a perfect example of an opportunity to buy the dip when other people are afraid. Good volume here. This looks really good. I think this will turn around soon. It's definitely in the depression phase of the cycle. So really the best thing to do would be to pick up more Venturemind AI if you want to make money. Pat2G says pure gold to the moon. Yeah, that's so true, man. Pure gold. Or let's see here. You're just talking about pure gold. Let me pull up the chart. Not Forex. Indices. Okay. Gold. Pure gold. Yeah, gold is mooning right now. Looks amazing. Look at this ascending triangle breakout. Right? Well, we have an ascending triangle right here. And we broke bullish out of that pattern. So if we pull up our patterns, because I've got a whole bunch of free trading patterns that I've created here in Discord for people to use. If you're part of the Discord, just go to the knowledge and links section and click on top trading patterns, and you'll get all these trading patterns for free. But the ascending triangle pattern here is a very common pattern in these markets. And that's exactly what we see here with gold. We have an ascending triangle breakout. This market formed a resistance level and ascended inside of a triangle shape till it broke bullish. And now we're headed to the moon on gold. We're definitely going to go higher here for gold. Definitely going to go a lot higher. I'm bullish on gold, silver. I've been bullish on these for a long time because of the human emotion and the psychology of the market cycle. What are the best crypto stocks? So, yeah, the best coins to buy if you're new to crypto are the top 10. They're the easiest to get access to. And when I say top 10, I mean top 10 in terms of market cap. How much money is in that coin. The number one coin, of course, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is number one. It's worth 110,000 per coin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You could buy only $50 worth of a Bitcoin if you wanted to. But these top 10 coins here are the easiest to get access to. You can download an app called Coinbase on your phone, and you can buy any of these coins within 15 minutes with a debit or credit card or a bank account, and be ready to make some money because it's a good time. We're in a state of fear. It's a really good time to buy the dip. So that would be the best, easiest way to get started as a crypto investor. Wojtek, how do you even say your name? Wojtek Osolinsky, maybe. Wojtek Osolinsky. Thank you. Appreciate your opinion. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for taking some time to tune into today's live stream. Doing it right now. Thank you, High Altitude. Yeah, no, I'm excited for you, man. Get some crypto. This is going to be cool. Dean H says, yes, patience. Oh, you're responding, will Theta ever see all-time high? Yeah, I agree. We will see an all-time high for Theta. You got to be patient in these markets. You got to be willing to wait it out. Theta is the market cycle too. It's a perfect example. The reason I talk about Theta so much in my videos is because it's a perfect example of a market cycle. And it's like buying Ethereum in 2020. It's exactly the same thing to buy Theta right now. March of 2020 right here. That's where Theta is at in its cycle. So I agree. You just have to be patient. You have to buy the dip, and you have to see the psychology of the market cycle and trade it and go against the crowds. As hard as it is for the human side of us to buy something when other people are afraid, that is the one thing to do if you really want to make money in the markets, is to buy when people are afraid. John Cook says silver rocks. Yes, silver does rock. Silver rocks, man. Silver is way cool. Silver's a classic cycle too. If you pull up the silver chart, it's a classic market cycle of human emotion. I mean, look at this thing. It looks just like Ethereum. Isn't that crazy? Here's Ethereum on the right, here's silver on the left. Tell me there's a difference between silver and Ethereum. There's really, there's subtle differences, but you have your first sell-off pattern right here, your euphoria phase, and then you have your final sell-off, your capitulation. And look, even a little pullback happened right here on Ethereum, a little pullback happened right here on silver. Silver's like right here. I'm telling you, in terms of market cycle of human emotion, silver's like right here. It's getting ready to just go to the moon and go to a new all-time high. It looks really good. Silver looks really good in the big picture here. Alex W says, what is your target for silver this year? Let's zoom into the chart. So 2027. To be honest with you, this year we might not get to a new all-time high. We definitely could. we'll definitely get really close. I believe we could get really close before the end of 2025 this year for a new all-time high, but for sure by 2026 we'll be at a new all-time high on silver by the end of 2026. Silver is a bigger market cycle, bigger time frame than what we see with crypto generally. Velo. Yeah, let's pull up Velo. Velo on OKX. So Velo's the same thing as Ethereum over here on the right. Okay. The difference being is that Velo got added to an exchange. The Velo got released at the top of a bull market. Ethereum was created at the bottom of a bear market. So Ethereum was created at the bottom of a bear market in 2015. Okay. That's why Ethereum saw this huge, actually I think it may have came out in 2014 even, a little bit earlier. But Ethereum was released at the bottom, created, invented, released for trading to the public at the bottom of a bear market in 2015. Velo was released closer to the top of a bull market. But in terms of the cycle, Ethereum in 2018, you can compare Ethereum in 2018 to Velo today, and you can find the same psychology in both of these markets. Buying the dip on Velo today is like buying Ethereum in 2020, before Ethereum went to the moon in 2021. But Velo got released closer to the top of a bull market, which is why it had such a big crash. Whereas Ethereum got released at the bottom of a bear market, which is why it had such a big moon, and then it had a crash, and then we can compare the crash that happened in 2018 to the crash that we see currently on Velo right now. But it's the same psychology. Same story, different day, right? Dean H., thank you for the donation. And yeah, let's take a look at React. React. This looks really good. This just broke out of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So this looks really good. And again, you can compare the cycles. Look at Ethereum on the right and React over here on the left, right? React just broke out of this right here. It looks a lot like Ethereum around right here before Ethereum went to the moon in 2021. Let's take off the Ethereum chart and just look at reactive alone. Just looking at reactive in and of itself, you can see a huge inverse head and shoulders right here. So we have our left shoulder, our head, and our right shoulder. This looks amazing. This looks ready to just blast off. So I think something like this could happen for reactive, where it really starts to take off. We just broke bullish out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. This is the neckline right here, this green line that I just drew is the neckline. We just broke bullish out of that, came back down to support, and we're starting to pick back up again. This is a good time to be buying the dip here on reactive in preparation for this inverse head and shoulders to really play out and for us to go to the moon for this coin. That looks really good. In fact, I'm glad that you showed me this coin. Hello, sir. Can you look into Baby Doge in the upper time frame? Yes. Let's look at Baby Doge coin. Welcome to crypto and the wonderful coins that we have. Baby Doge coin. Oh, man. I love crypto so much. It's so funny. The stuff that we see in these markets. So this is a very classical accumulation here on baby Dogecoin. A lot of chop, a lot of, just sideways kind of action. So this is what markets do when they're being accumulated. This is why I've been telling people, hey, buy Bitcoin Cash. Look at Bitcoin Cash right now. It's going to the moon. Why is it going to the moon? Because it was doing an accumulation pattern. In other words, Bitcoin Cash for the longest time was just doing this. Okay? Nobody wants to buy something that's doing that. Everybody's just getting frustrated because it goes up like 100% and then they buy, then it goes back down and then they sell and then it goes back up and then they buy. And the whales are just, you know what they're doing? They're not selling at all. They're just buying the entire time, all throughout this whole period right here. They're just buying throughout the entire accumulation cycle. Right? That's what they're doing. They're just buying. And that's what we see here with baby Dogecoin. Baby Dogecoin is being accumulated right now. And yeah, people probably feel like they're getting chopped around by the market. But the big whales know what they're doing. They're picking up as much as they can, as cheap as they can, for as long as they can. And then when it breaks out of that accumulation cycle and goes to the moon, that's when things get exciting. That's when it goes vertical and to the moon, like we're starting to finally see with Bitcoin Cash, right? If you look at Bitcoin Cash, we're finally starting to see that happen. So yeah, I'm definitely bullish on baby Dogecoin here on the 2 week. It's just being accumulated. That's what this is. And it's super easy to give up or to see something else that looks more attractive, or some meme coin on Dex Screener that looks, that pumped way up in the last 24 hours, and go put your money somewhere else. But a smart investor would just hold on. They would just keep buying. They would keep accumulating as much as they can inside of this perfect accumulation structure. And really it's a triangle, even though we have this big kind of anomaly right here where it went out of the triangle for a minute. This is just a big triangle for baby Dogecoin. And when we break bullish out of this triangle, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be very, 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 very vertical. And I firmly believe that we will see that we will break bullish on this coin. And it will be amazing for everybody that held on or bought the dip right here on baby Dogecoin. All right, let's see if there's any coins that I missed. Sometimes people request a coin and I've missed. Do we have time to look at Theta? Let's check out Theta. On Pith, maybe. Pith is a good place to do analysis here. So if we look at Theta on Pith, this is a bull flag for Theta. We have a bullish flag pattern here. You can see our downward facing channel and our 5-wave structure. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and ABC down, right? A, B, and C. So this is a bull flag here, this downward channel right here. We're breaking bullish out of this. This really looks ready to go up to the moon. Big V-shaped recovery here, V-shaped bottom for Theta and a vertical moon all the way to a new local high. I don't know if there's other places where there's more data, but here on Pith, we see our local high was $1.54, right? And it's worth 88 cents. So we're definitely going to get above $1.54 as we break out of this channel and turn around on Theta. Can you check audio? Yeah, let's pull up audio. Audio. Yeah, audio is a perfect example of a cycle too. I mean, look at this thing. Huge ABC correction, just like Ethereum in 2018. Big ABC correction. It's in the depression phase of the cycle, so that's the maximum point of financial opportunity and the minimum point of risk. You literally, that's the point of maximum financial opportunity. Do you see how this website is clearly saying this right now? At the bottom of the market cycle, when people are afraid. And look, if we pull up this is another good example. See, this is like what average people are saying. Good thing I sold everything. I told you crypto was a scam, you know. It was going to tank anyway. You know, that's like what average people are telling the crypto investors. But for the people that are buying the dip here on audio in the big picture in the depression phase of the cycle, you guys are like time travelers, okay? I don't know if you ever watched Back to the Future. But for the people buying audio right now, at the bottom of this ABC correction, you guys are like time travelers from Back to the Future. I'm serious. You guys are genius for buying the dip here. It's just exactly like buying the bottom on Ethereum here in March of 2020. That's the same point in the cycle the audio is at right now. So imagine what's going to happen when this thing turns around. You're going to be getting in the Mandalorian and going to where at whatever time you want to. It's going to be one heck of a ride. I'll tell you that right now. And audio looks really good. It looks amazing here on the big picture. Danny Corking says, you're giving me hope. Thank you. Yeah, I would say have hope. Have hope in the crypto markets. Have hope that you did the right thing by investing. You know, if you get doubtful, if you get fearful, let those thoughts go. You're doing the right thing by putting money into these markets. You're going to make money by accumulating, and you're doing the thing that most people can't do, the thing that's hard for most people to do, which is buy the dip. So I would say, yeah, have hope. That's a good thing to have with you. HT says, thank you for your valuable comments. I just discovered you. Very high quality content and valuable comments. Thank you, HT. I appreciate the love and the support on this channel, and I hope that you stay and keep tuning into my live streams as I keep doing them. And I usually make at least 2 videos per week, sometimes more. Sometimes I'll make like 4 videos a week, but usually at least 2 videos a week, and then a live stream every week as well. So definitely request your favorite coins too in these live streams, and I get to as many as I possibly can when I do these streams. Trashcoin. I didn't even see Michael Freon wants me to cover Trashcoin. So let's pull up Trash. Oh my goodness. Crypto is so funny. Trashcoin, baby Doge coin. Only in the world of crypto, okay? Only in crypto. So Trashcoin does not look like trash, even though a lot of people might think that it does. It does not look like trash. It looks pretty dang good. We are pulling back down to support right now. So we're really at that phase where a double bottom is possible here and a turnaround for Trashcoin. So one of the coins that just did the same thing recently is pump.fun. So let's pull up pump.fun. Pump did the exact same thing. So if we pull up pump.fun over here on the right and we have Trashcoin over here on the left, it's easy to get discouraged in the double bottom phase, right? When the market's pulling back that second time right here. If we pull up our replay tool and then we just go like this, you can see this is what pump.fun looked like before it double bottomed. It looked pretty bearish. You know, it looked bad. It looked like trash. Right? But then look what happened to it. And this was a VIP signal too. I posted in the VIP area. You can see pump.fun turned around. It went bullish here. It saw a double bottom pattern. You can see a double bottom structure, right? And that is because of the fact that people get afraid. They get doubtful. They get fearful. They sell onto support. And then the market turns around. And that's what we see here with pump.fun. The market did turn around. It did start to go vertical here on the smaller time frame, on the daily time frame. And I think it's got a lot more upside, pump.fun does. And I believe Trash will follow shortly behind as well. What do you think about Dash? Unmechanized one. You know, unmechanized, it's been a long time since I've looked at the Dash chart. But the last time that I did look, I do remember thinking, hey, this looks kind of good. So let's pull this up here. We'll just not compare it to anything. We'll just do Dash in and of itself here. So yeah, this is the same thing I've been talking about. Like with audio, with all these different coins, we have a big ABC correction here on Dash, a big ABC all the way down to an all-time low here on this coin. And we're really ready for that point in the cycle where it turns around, where it starts to come up out of depression into disbelief, hope, optimism, and euphoria, and all of the whole cycle that happens every time. So it is in that point of the cycle right now that is the point of maximum financial opportunity. That is where Dash is at in its cycle. And if we pull up the Dash chart next to Ethereum in 2018, we'll just use the Ethereum fractal because it's the closest one, the most easy to use. Look at that. See what I mean? It's the same thing. Dash right now is doing what Ethereum did in 2018 or 2018 and 2020. That's what it's doing. Here in 2018, Ethereum had a big bear market. In 2020, it had another sell-off. Buying Dash right now is a lot like buying Ethereum in March of 2020. It's pretty much the same thing. It's really the same structure. So what I believe is coming for this coin is a vertical move, a very, very, very strong turnaround, a bullish breakout up to a new local high up above $480 because of where it's at in terms of its market cycle. It is at the point of maximum financial opportunity and minimum risk. That's where it's at right now. Let's see here. So yeah, I would definitely say pick up Dash if you're a big Dash guy. It's a perfect time to be buying Dash right now. Perfect time to buy the dip on Dash. You can even see the same volume spike here on Ethereum. Look how big that volume spike is on Binance here for Dash. It's like the same size. It's huge. Huge spike in volume. And yeah, I think we will get a big turnaround for this coin. And it will go pretty vertical and pretty parabolic. So cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are almost an hour in now, so I'm going to grab my guitar and play a song for you on the guitar. Then we'll call it a day. It's been super fun. We had a lot of coins that we covered today. We had a lot of fun looking at all the different altcoins and answering questions, helping new people get started in the markets. It's been a good live stream today, and I really appreciate all you guys for tuning in. So let me grab my guitar. I'm going to play a song for you, and we'll call it a day. And if you guys are tuning in late to this live stream, make sure you go watch the start of the stream where I showed the paintings in the background, because I've got a new spot to record my intros at. And the paintings, they're really cool, really special to me. So definitely check out the beginning of this video where the paintings are. And I think you're really going to find some pretty awesome paintings, some awesome art. The beginning of this live stream, I should say. But I'll play you a song here on the guitar. Let's see. I've learned to not play songs by the Beatles because then all of the ad revenue from these live streams gets taken, which isn't like a big deal, but you guys are giving me donations. So it's like personal, right? When you guys tune into these live streams, you donate money to me. And if I play like a Beatles song, then I have to give 50% of the money to somebody else. And so it's like, for me and for you guys, that sucks, right? Because half of your money is going to some other person instead of me if I play like a Beatles song. As fun as it is to play Here Comes the Moon, my remake of Here Comes the Sun for crypto, when I play that song, half of the donations that you guys give me goes to the Beatles, like the people that own the Beatles, like records, right? that own the legal rights to their music. So I've stopped doing that. Sometimes I'll still probably end up doing it and just say screw it, you know. But yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos, in future live streams. Stay faithful, stay hopeful. We've got big things coming in these markets. I firmly believe that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos and live streams. And as always, stay profitable out there.